Good morning. This is what learning looks like at Atlantic Collins Elementary School. My friend, Hope Hanlon, and I created a learning garden program at Atlantic Collins Elementary School in 2010. We were just two parents, but we got the idea while we gardened with our daughters, and we saw a real synergy between nature, learning, and play. And we thought, how can we bring this experience to all the kids in our community? But I think you're probably still thinking, what the heck is a learning garden? We get that a lot. At our school, we built 13 raised beds of various heights to accommodate for children of all needs, with an outdoor classroom area where they would also connect to nature and the environment and learn real-life issues: health, nutrition, sustainability, recycling, civic responsibility, and so on. Again, we were two parents and we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But we were armed with tons of research on the benefits of school gardens, and we were on a mission to convince the school. After many meetings, we got the permission that we needed, and at that point had also garnered so much community support that a local civic group, the Front Porch Club, chose us as the charity for their yearly fundraiser. Et voila. The Learning Garden, since renamed the Tiger Patch by our student council, was officially born. We thought the hard part was done. We thought we were going to give this to the teachers and they would fall at our feet, thanking us for this awesome learning tool. Yeah. But everyone loves it when someone shows up and tells them how to do their job. Yeah. Did the teachers embrace the concept with open arms? Not so much. They thought the kids would run wild, and they saw it as yet another thing to cram into their already busy day. And they didn't see the connection to learning. They saw it as gardening. So our first season in the garden was pretty sketchy. The teachers brought the kids out once, but that was it. The students, on the other hand, adored the time outside. So we knew that our first hurdle was to get the teachers to understand that the Learning Garden is not where you learn about gardening, it's where you learn about anything. And then we got lucky. One of our fourth grade teachers embraced the concept and asked us to make the transition from outdoor garden to classroom by using his health segment. Why not? So we did taste testing, we did experiments, we talked about the cycle of growth and recycling, we talked about why it's important to donate our extra produce to the food pantry. We talked about the fact that food doesn't just show up on your doorstep, it comes from somewhere. Learning about health and nutrition was fun, and it tasted good. Now, behind the scenes, completely unbeknownst to us, the kids are driving the teachers nuts. When are we going back out to the garden again? So the teachers decided to give us a second chance, because they also wanted to know, could the kids really be learning anything? They're having so much fun. Yes. And then they saw the connection. And once they got it, because teachers have a real passion for teaching. What they told us was their time outdoors, whether directly related to a lesson or not, permeates and reinforces their indoor lessons as well. One of our beloved first grade teachers told me that when she comes inside, she can ask her class, give me a sentence with an adjective and a noun, and the answer becomes easy. One of our third grade students was out in the garden and saw something eating the Brussels sprouts. He turned to his science teacher and asked him what it was. His science teacher took the opportunity to integrate technology. He took out an iPad, he used an app to take a picture, and in seconds had information on what it was. Ideas naturally spark in the garden. I'll give you a couple examples. These are pictures of my daughter's second grade class. Her teacher found doing creative writing was painful. If anyone has a 7 or 8-year-old, you know what that's like. So we said to her, we're going to do it outside. They're going to work in pairs, and they can write any story they want as long as it includes a plant, an animal, or an insect that they would see out in the garden. Their ideas literally came to life, and creativity blossomed. It was so successful, in fact, that she has since created an entire multifaceted language arts segment just around this. Our other fantastic first grade teacher came outside one day. Hope turned to her and said, "What have you been working on?" And she said, "Well, we've been talking about the rotation of the earth." Hope turned to me and said, "Go get the yardsticks from the shed." We then had the students lay them along a natural sun and shade line that the building had created, and at the end of class, the students could actually see how far that shade had moved. This is hands-on learning. The teachers were finding working in teams was easier. The students were busy exploring and identifying. We had them planting. Did they know it was math? Of course they did, but it was still fun. They used tools to track rain and temperature. They became reporters, and they wrote down all their findings. If there was a problem, like what's eating the Brussels sprouts, then they naturally wanted to find out why. They had to research and dig and do. The garden is where kids can be themselves. Failure is always an option, and it's not only okay, it's where we learn to embrace it as a fact of life. Failure allows for innovation and creativity. If someone gets upset because something doesn't make it, it teaches them to try again and again and again. The garden teaches them to slow down. It teaches patience. It teaches self-confidence and accomplishment. Very often, at the end of the day, Hope and I will see a student drag a parent out to the garden and say, "You see that? That's mine. I planted that." The students are very proud of what they do in their garden. And something else happened. After being outside, the teachers were finding they all felt better. They'd gotten some fresh air, they'd broken up their day, and they'd accomplished tasks. Everyone was more focused after being out in the garden as if they'd hit a reboot button for their day. Very naturally, garden time became something the teachers look forward to as well and integrated into their weekly schedules. Now they ask us, when will we be going out to the garden again? Especially after the winter we just had, so. Once a week, every student in school comes out to the garden, weather permitting. Talking to educators across the state over the past few years, we found that our level of teacher engagement is unique. And we're biased, we think we have the best teachers. They may have been skeptical at first, but once they got the smallest taste of success, they became our biggest supporters. I hope by now you're wondering if this can be done in your local schools. The short answer is yes, but I don't want to sugarcoat the amount of effort that it took. Hope and I spent countless hours growing the program to where it is today. We had to be there for every one of our 18 weekly classes. We had to research every lesson to align it to the curriculum. In essence, we held their hands, which made it a full-time job for us. But even the kids can tell you, anything worth doing takes effort. If you'll take that small step forward to get started, the possibilities are endless. And we continue to see how our little learning garden permeates other programs, not just in our school district, but in the community as well. We're currently working with 2 other local elementary schools who were inspired by the Tiger Patch, and they're already starting to see some of the successes that we've enjoyed. Making change is possible and doable. It may not be easy at first, but trust me, your parents, your students, your educators will thank you. And we're here to help anyone who's interested in growing minds and growing gardens. Just come find us. Thank you.